My guest today is Travis Smith, who is a founder and CEO of Tribevest, a platform that makes it easy to invest as a group and do deals together in as little as 48 hours. He started his career with Morgan Stanley, but realized the most direct path to wealth and financial freedom wasn't as an individual. The path is as a group, as a tribe. Travis is obsessed with building a platform that standardizes, streamlines, and ultimately de-risks group investing. He won't stop until every single deal on and off the internet has an opportunity for a multiplayer experience. Welcome to LIFEOLOGY.
James, thanks for having me. Been looking forward to this. Great to be here.
I am looking forward to this as well. We were talking in the pre-call that you are from Columbus, Ohio. I lived there years ago, and I'm so glad that you get to have that winter, and I am down here in sunny Florida in Miami, so it's a little bit different.
No doubt. Yeah, it definitely gets cold up here, but we love our four seasons. Spring and fall are definitely the best times to be here. But it's a happening city. It's growing fast. A lot of startups. Community's great.
That's awesome. Yeah, I do envy that. Fall is my favorite season, and here it's like, oh, I get to wear a different type of shorts.
I'm originally from LA, anyway. So I know that.
That's right.
I dedefinitely get it.
That is funny. Now, we are talking about investing today. So one thing I really love about my show is it just creates a life hacks for everybody. You know, this tagline for my show is where people simplify and transform their spirit, mind, and body. And so in doing that, it's your Tribevest, your company, is really going to help people streamline that. So to help people understand what investing is, to give them the opportunities of if they don't know what to do, you're going to educate them. Your company really does that, and to help them work as a group. And so I'm really looking forward to hearing what your expertise is, because there's so many things I don't know about investing. I mean, of course, I have my own stuff, but I get to learn. It's a great thing about this show. I get to learn so much from all the experts like you. But before we get started, how did you even know that this is something you wanted to get involved in?
Right. So the origins is a little bit of our story and tells you a lot about tribe investing, collaborative investing, which is a whole new category. We're helping people reinvent and how they think about how to invest. And the story goes back 13 years ago during the Great Recession. And my brothers and we came together on a fishing trip. We were talking about how do we seek financial freedom. And we realized that everybody we knew that was really successful was investing in private assets, real estate, business. Sure. And we had good jobs. We had good incomes. We kind of have been doing kind of everything we were supposed to, checking the boxes along the way. And through the Great Recession, we kind of saw people that we knew and admired in tough spots. You know, they were losing their jobs at 50 and just seeing how dependent they were on that income stream, on that paycheck. And it scared us. And again, as we were thinking about, how do we not be in that position? And how do we find financial freedom, connecting the dots to people that are wealthy, being able to invest in private assets, real estate. But the problem is for most of us to invest in those things, it's hard. We don't know how to do it. We weren't taught that in school. Our family didn't teach you that. And really the threshold to get in is high. You need a lot of capital to invest in those types of wealth building investments. And that was when on this fishing trip, we said, listen, we're all having a hard time getting started on our wealth journeys. Why don't we come together, form an investor tribe, start to pull our capital together. And now we can invest in things we couldn't have on our own. But even better, we're spreading our risk. We're learning and leveling up together. We're investing in things that we didn't know how to invest in, but together we found confidence and safety in numbers. And so we did this, and we started pulling together $500 each a month. And between four of us, that was $2,000 a month, $24,000 a year. And eventually that led to one investment, which led to another. And James, by forming and funding that investor tribe, we unlocked a future, and we're building wealth and financial freedom and doing things that we could have never done on our own. And that was the aha moment. It was a really aha moment when people started to ask us, hey, how are you doing this? wait a minute, I have a tribe. Can you help us form a tribe too? So that's what we built. We've built a platform that we wished we had when we started our tribe adventure 15 years ago or 13 years ago.
Is that, and that's, I mean, that to me, hearing this, I'm like, oh, that makes perfect sense. You minimize the risk. You don't have to invest as much per se. And of course, everyone can understand it's a great idea after they've already heard it. Now, is this something that is new or is this something you came up with? How does that work?
So group investing is not new, but it's new to most of us. The truth is it's a very antiquated process to kind of do it the right way, right? So the wealthy do it all the time, right? They're in their country clubs. They have friends that are advisors and attorneys. And that's how the wealthiest of the wealthy invest. They share deals. They come together, put agreements together, and put their capital together to do big things, buy buildings and businesses and everything else. So it's a proven strategy, and the benefits are obvious. But the challenge has always been, but where do you start? How do you invest safely with friends and family? And the key there is that you establish the rules up front. You set up the proper structure. Then how do you get the banking? Make it easy to track all the capital contributions. So there's just a lot to it. And Tribevest has streamlined all of that. But that's the why. Why isn't everybody doing it?
Sure.
And the answer is because it takes a lot to figure it out.
And obviously you all have done that. You figured it out. I mean, obviously, and the great thing is there's a really famous self-development person named Norman Vincent Peale. He wrote one of the most brilliant self-help books years ago, but he always said, find a need and fill it. And so what happens is if there's a need, someone's going to fill that need. And so you guys obviously did that as well. In fact, after I asked that question, as far as, is this a new thing? I remember actually reading on your website that a lot of, was it like Walmart did that, or Maze did it, and a few other companies actually did that group investing?
Right. You look back at, really any of the big brands out there.
That's fantastic.
Most of them started with friends and family. And that's the old, we've been told, stranger equals danger, right? Or, all these things growing up, including don't do business with friends and family. But the truth is, when you ask the wealthy, the most successful out there, they tell you, do business with people you know and trust. So, what's that disconnect? And there's truth in everything. So, why do people say don't invest with friends and family? Because those relationships are more valuable than any kind of return. Yeah. And that's true. So you don't want to jeopardize that. But that's all the more reason why you want to set it up the right way. And Tribevest gives you a streamlined way to do that. Yep.
Yeah, it sounds like it. And that's one thing. Some of the questions I want to ask you is, when you create these rules the parameters, is that something that, as Tribevest does, creates the rules and parameters that it's agreed upon with everybody? Is it curtailed, or is it like a template that's used, or is it something that's different for every tribe? Yeah,
great question. So it's not rocket science. There's about 6 or 7 questions that need to be answered and agreed upon by the group to make sure you're checking all the boxes. So when the what ifs or, then what's do happen, it's not emotional. It's not like, oh my gosh, how do we manage this? It's no, we just go back and say, how did we agree to this up front? And absolutely. So Tribevest provides that template. Perfect. You're configuring it, but it's a very standard kind of operating agreement in which you're operating. And this is so important, James. It's, in our role out there, you probably thought going into this conversation, you'd be talking a lot about investing and investments. And the truth is, our role out in the world is to make group investing safe, easy, and fun, and social, and an experience. And that's been the real magic, right? The real magic is, yes, my brothers and I have changed our family's trajectory, my immediate family's, life forever, which is great. But here's the thing, like whoever thought, investing could be collaborative, could be social, could be my favorite thing I do with the people I love the most.
Yeah.
We all want to do, we want to be with the people that we care about most. And we want to share like the biggest experiences with those people, because then it brings it meaning. And that's what Tribevest has done for thousands of tribes. They've made tribe investing, or just investing, fun. And what's cooler than figuring something out and leveling up and putting yourself in a position where, gosh, I can afford to take vacations. I can afford to spend time with the people I care about most. I don't have to be so dependent on my W-2 job anymore.
That's great.
And to be able to do that with the people really you love is special.
So some of the questions I have would be, does everybody have to invest the same amount of money up front? And then, again, that's the first question I'll ask you. Do they have to do that?
No. A lot of tribes do. It's, hey, we're all coming in for $10,000 each, right? Could be $1,000 each, could be $100,000 each. Our platform scales, meaning we don't care how big of an investor you are. The thing that our tribes all have in common is they're all leveling up. They're all trying to do more, and you can do more together. And so some do say, hey, let's just all come in at the same. And then others are, say, hey, whatever you can come in at between this minimum and this maximum, come on in and let's, and Tribevest keeps track of all that. So it's a big part of this. Okay. So how do you make Tribevest safe, or how do you make this safe? It's through transparency, right? Everything's on a single dashboard. It's all right there, all your records, all your documents, all transaction, who owns what. It's all right there. And so that gives you the ability to come in at different levels, because now you can see how it all breaks down.
Sure. Which is really exciting. I'm thinking about this. I'm like, I can actually talk to my family about this. With the, how many people is considered a tribe?
So 2, if you have 2 people, that's a tribe. Our average tribes are about 4.5 or 5. And if you think about it, people always ask me, what's the ideal tribe? And we have tribes that are over 60. Okay. And we have tribes of 2 and everything in between. Our average tribe is around 4.5 and 5. So that's just a really good number. But if you think of it in terms of a dinner party, right? Like once you go out to a dinner party and there's more than 7 people, it's hard for everybody to participate in the same and connect on the same conversation. So kind of the same rules that apply at a dinner party apply here. Now it's okay. You can have a bigger dinner party, but just know that being able to collaborate kind of flexibility easily, the seven's kind of that good number.
What happens if you have individuals who want to do more high risk and other people don't? They're more conservative with their investing.
So some tribes come together, and that's exactly why they come together, right? It's, hey, someone with a lower risk on their own as a solo investor. And you think about like Tribevest, the real thing that we're solving is you don't always have to go it alone, right? We're not saying invest everything with your friends and family. It's no, in certain areas, you don't always have to go it alone. And so tribes, to your question, come together and say, hey, I'm really conservative on my individual investing. But one of the reasons I'm investing with my tribe is because I can spread my risk around. I can, do a little bit more risk and therefore have a little bit higher return. And that's needed. So, but if that's the strategy, great. But sometimes if you're not aligned, you maybe just shouldn't be in that tribe, right?
That's
and
fair.
So we make it so easy to start a tribe that, people are doing it for every investment now. So they're like, hey, can we all agree on this one? Everybody says, yeah, we're in. And then on the next one, they say, hey, half of us are doing this, and the other half is like, oh, that's a little more risky for me. It's not a big deal. You just go start a new tribe, and all your tribes and everything are all on your dashboard, so you can really manage that easily.
So you can have like an outbreak group of some sort, or breakout group rather, breakout tribe from that, if it's only for that one investment, but you can still do. Okay, that's actually okay. That makes a lot of sense. Now, do you also have advisors as well who advise in the different types of stocks to invest in or different types of investments?
Yeah, great question. So one of our big distinctions is we're a neutral third party, right? And how do you make sure a group is operating? First it needs a neutral third party. So that's us. Yeah. And then part of that is we are deal agnostic. So we're not advising you on any investments. However, we are building our community and network. So introducing you to different deal partners or different training partners or different advisor partners. So people are finding that in the Tribevest community, but in terms of like do this deal or giving your money to like a financial advisor to invest for you, we're not that.
I see. So that would be something so you are the one who disseminates all the information, keeps track of it all. So if I was like, would I have to bring my own? You said you would introduce me to some of the different people who have deals, et cetera. But that would be something I'd have to do my own education outside of that. I'm like, oh, this looks like a really good deal. And then we talk about it in the Tribevest forum. And then we decide if we want to invest in it through you. So almost like a broker of some sort. I don't know if that's the right word or not.
Right. A little bit. What we've built is what we call as a multi-owner vehicle. So it's an approach and strategy that's been around for a long time. Like we said, the wealthy, they already come together. They already pool that capital together. And then when they find deals, they execute on them, right? And so what we've given everybody now for $29 a month if purchased annually per tribe, you can come in, form your own tribe, and you're in this vehicle now. So you have five of you, you've all pooled your capital, you're in one entity. It's one LLC entity. And then when it's time to invest in whatever it is, they can transact and invest in that deal. We're not, and that's our, another differentiator is we're not making money on the transaction.
Sure.
We're not making money on those things. We're just a normal SaaS subscription business, which we love. And that gives us the ability to remain neutral, right? Neutral, yeah. But there is that, yes, we've put you in a position, but there is this need for that tribe and those people to acknowledge that, it's going to take me some effort to find a next level deal, right? Something that I wouldn't have invested in. So maybe I'm just investing in stocks in my 401k or a brokerage account where I'm invested in the public stock market. And this is a great way to now invest into real estate, into angel investing into a startup. So you have that vehicle now with your tribe and your members to do that.
That is fantastic. That is something where what you're saying makes a lot of sense to me as far as the LLC aspect of it. So I have my own LLC as well for LIFEOLOgy. And at the end of the year, you have to get their tax forms that says, who's all in LLC and what that distribution was and all that. So it does make a lot of sense to me. And I really like the fact how transparent you are in this. You created a business where it makes sense, where you bring families together in a different way. Obviously we know like family reunions, et cetera, but like you said at the very beginning of this, it's a great way to help people grow and learn as a family, grow their wealth, grow their camaraderie, all those different types of things. And so it definitely is an outlier in a lot of ways, in my opinion, and I highly endorse it. So I'm super excited about that. In fact, there's quite a few people I'm going to be talking to you about this as well, to invest in this, to see if it's something that makes sense for all of us as well. What's next for you all? What's next for you all? So you're creating this.
So,
do you have any other processes or things you're putting in place?
Yeah, absolutely. So, we've been doing this for 3 years, have over 1,000 tribes, that have launched on our platform, and we just continue to grow. It's really exciting. We're growing fast. And we just keep on getting feedback of what we can be doing. And the next thing we're doing is a mobile app. So people want to be able to even do more collaboration, have more access to the tribe and all that. So that's coming. We think of that as our community layer. So right now it's really just for tribes, but now individuals can come in and see what other tribes are doing, maybe even join other tribes. Individuals might be in similar communities, and that's how they come up with their tribe members to form their own tribe. So we're really excited about that piece of it.
Oh, that's awesome. So like, let's say, for example, any of my listeners or viewers right now, if they're like, well, I don't have a tribe, but I could go to there and then maybe research some of this and maybe join some of the tribes. That's what you're saying?
Right. And the mobile app that's coming in the next couple months represents that community layer. So I can come join Tribevest and I can say what I'm interested in. And all of a sudden I'm with, these other people that have said they're interested in learning about real estate, and creating those contacts for them to potentially start a tribe, which is happening already off of our platform. There's these communities out there, and that's where they're finding their tribe members. But now we can bring that community into our app, which is huge.
Wow, that's wonderful. Well, I am super excited about this. Travis Smith, unfortunately, our time is up. If my viewers and listeners want to find out more information about you, to learn more about Tribevest, to work with you, to just get to understand your company even more, where will they find all this information online?
So you can find us at tribevest.com. Come check us out. You can sign up for free. And you can also reach out and schedule a call with us. Let them know that you heard us on this podcast, and just would love to help in any way we can. And then find me on LinkedIn. That's probably my most active social channel. And you can just, search Travis Smith and Tribevest, pull me up. Again, let me know that you heard about me through this podcast, and would love to connect with you.
Wonderful. My listeners and viewers also know that if they cannot find this information any other place, simply go to the show notes at jamesmiller@lifeology.com, and I will link you with Travis, and all his information will be in the show notes once again. Travis, thank you for being a fantastic guest on my show. So I really appreciate your time.
Really enjoyed it, James. Thanks for having me.